The courtroom was so quiet when the verdict dropped, you could hear the collective soul of justice quietly sobbing in the corner. After months of bombshell allegations, hushed rumors morphing into confessions, and stories so grotesque they made your skin crawl, the man once crowned kingmaker of hip-hop just strolled out unscathed. No conviction, nada. Sean Diddy Compson, a one-man empire of influence, got off the hook for charges that could have buried him for life. Sex trafficking, racketeering, abuse, you name it. The headlines softened, hashtags vanished like Snapchat stories, and everyone moved on to the next viral distraction. But if you were paying attention, a darker truth kept lurking, creeping under the surface, haunting the folks who actually cared. While the world debated which accuser had more credibility, and the defense masterfully painted these women as opportunists, one name kept haunting the margins like a ghost at the feast: Kim Porter. Cassie's story wasn't just another drama, it was a mirror reflecting every heartbreaking chapter of Kim's life with Diddy. If Cassie ever pens her book, it'll be a brutal echo of the silence Kim was forced to carry, right up to her tragic end. And here's where it gets truly ugly. Not your run-of-the-mill music scandal trash, not your clickbait gossip dark. This is the abyss of systemic manipulation, psychological strangleholds, and soul-deep bruises that don't show up on x-rays. Because hey, apparently force isn't just about physical scars or threats anymore. No, it's the mental prison that's the real nightmare. The slow, suffocating chokehold on the spirit that leaves no visible mark but breaks you all the same. Vulnerability, reshaped into a neat little package called obedience, because when your abuser is also your paycheck signer, narrative controller, and future dictator, what choice do you have? That's the real definition of force, when survival means nodding along while your whole world is quietly crumbling under someone else's control. And Kim? Well, she was right there in the maze, slipping through quietly, elegantly, tragically. And let's not pretend the rumors about her death ever vanished. Nope, they've been lurking in the shadows like a bad sequel. Pneumonia, they said. Oh, sure, because a healthy, vibrant black woman at 47 just randomly drops dead with zero warning and no chronic illness on file. Poof, gone like smoke. Convenient, right? Whispers floated around for years. HIV, maybe a gift wrapped in poison, courtesy of the same man who claimed to love her. But love, Diddy style, always came with a price tag. And if even a shred of those rumors is true, that price might have been Kim's very life. Oh, and don't miss this little gem from a former assistant, Capricorn Clark, who casually dropped a bomb during testimony. She regularly booked hotel rooms for both Cassie and Kim, same secretive setups, same suspicious amenities, same don't ask, don't tell routine. If that doesn't scream Kim was tangled in the same dark web Cassie later tried to escape, then what does? We're not just talking about lavish parties or bedroom taboos here. These were intense gatherings, extended orgies reportedly orchestrated by Diddy that allegedly lasted for days. Some escorts, both men and women, have come forward to describe a truly disturbing picture. One claimed he was drugged with GHB-laced baby oil. Yes, baby oil? Coerced into acts he hadn't consented to, and left with a persistent, incurable illness that eventually led to cancer. Let that sink in. Not just celebrity parties, but blackmail, surveillance, coercion, and trafficking. And who was right there in that storm, trying to stay afloat while raising children and preserving her dignity? Kim Porter. Her friends have started speaking out louder now. One of them, author Cola Booth, openly blamed Diddy for Kim's death, both emotionally and physically. She tweeted what many were too afraid to say. Rich black women don't simply die from pneumonia at 47, especially not women like Kim. Because behind the scenes, the house of cards was stacked high. Hidden cameras, secret recordings, escort rosters. It wasn't just about Diddy living out fantasies, it was about control, about power. And that's the real story no one wants to face. Ah yes, the classic human props in a never-ending production fueled by shame. As the trial dragged on, Cassie's testimony was the one that really cut deep. She wasn't just a former girlfriend thrown under the bus. She was a survivor with a story nobody wanted to hear. She laid it all out. These freak-offs, they basically became her full-time job. 4-day marathons that left her body a wreck and her spirit drained dry, so often sick with infections that antibiotics just gave up on her. Her health, shot. Her career, derailed. Her identity nearly wiped off the map. And if that's what Cassie was forced to endure in plain sight, just imagine what Kim had to suffer through in silence. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Diddy. Nope. It's about the whole broken system that lets men like him stroll away unscathed. The prosecutors who dropped the ball and didn't chase down every lead. The juries who couldn't wrap their heads around the idea that successful, glamorous women could actually be victims. The fans who turned a blind eye and cheered the industry that looked the other way. And the absolute worst part? The cases that never get reopened. The women who die and are buried in silence because the truth is just too inconvenient to face. Pneumonia was never the whole story. It was just the exit wound, not the bullet. Kim's father, Johnny Porter, has long voiced quiet doubts about the official explanation of her death. Yeah, that's the ugly truth nobody wants to confront. Oh, from the very beginning, Kim's dad wasn't buying the official story. A healthy daughter with no history of lung problems just drops dead overnight? Yeah, right, not a chance. There had to be something foul lurking beneath the surface, some inconvenient truth buried with her. And then there's the autopsy report, which, shocker, was as vague as a weather forecast from a broken app. Lobar pneumonia, it said, cause natural. But the whispers tell a different story. Fluid in the lungs, a possibly compromised immune system, and zero deep dive into why her body just gave up so suddenly. If she'd caught something serious, like HIV, the rumor mill's favorite whisper, wouldn't that have sparked at least a thorough toxicology report? Nope. Silence. Institutional shoulder shrug. And that silence, that's what makes this whole story so chilling. Now, check the timing. Kim died just 1 month after telling close friends she planned to write a memoir. Her life with Diddy, and according to whispers, it wasn't going to be pretty. She'd had enough. She wanted to tell the truth. But that book never happened. Instead, she was found unresponsive in her home just weeks later. While people mourned, Diddy posted tribute photos on Instagram, public mourning, private chaos. The same man who, according to some former staff, kept files and surveillance on nearly everyone close to him was now playing the grieving eulogist for the woman who might have known a little too much. Yeah, nothing suspicious at all. Oh, even Capricorn Clark, the assistant who booked those discreet hotel rooms for Kim and Cassie, finally admitted there were parts of Diddy's private life she just couldn't stomach anymore. And she wasn't alone. One by one, former bodyguards, makeup artists, personal chefs, all the insiders started peeling back the layers. Spoiler alert, what they uncovered wasn't a visionary or a genius. Nope, it was a man hiding behind stacks of cash, weaponizing luxury to mask decades of abuse. Maybe that's exactly why the case never stuck. Not because Diddy was innocent, but because he's powerful enough to twist truth into smoke and mirrors. He knows how to spin the narrative, how to settle quietly, how to silence dissent. He's done it before. He's still doing it now. That's why Kim Porter's story feels so unfinished, because somewhere between the pneumonia diagnosis and the deafening silence, between those hotel rooms and the glaring autopsy red flags, between the I love you posts and the hush-hush lawsuit settlements, lies the truth she never got to tell, a truth she carried with quiet grace until her final breath. And here's the kicker. No one wants to open that casket again. But maybe it's time. Maybe the world is finally ready to hear Kim's voice, even if it has to come through us. Kim Porter's death deserves a second look. Her children deserve answers. The world deserves to know who this man really is. Beyond the mogul mask, beyond the empire, beyond the bottles of Ciroc and Beats. Because something tells me Kim took those secrets to her grave. Not to protect herself, but to shield her kids from what their father was truly capable of. So, tell me, do you still buy that pneumonia story? Or was that just the easiest lie to scribble down on paper?